Hi guys, my name's Emmy. I'm one of the co-designers of the game, and today we're going to show you how to play Dungeon Attack. And this is one of our prototype packs, and I'm going to open it for you. It comes with 16 dice, some tokens that represents gold and magical items. It comes with a dice pouch, and it comes with 4 adventurer cards. Alright, well let me start by saying the object of the game is you take the role of an adventurer, searching an ancient dungeon looking for treasure and defeating monsters. Let's go over the adventure cards first. Everybody take one so you can look at it. And the first thing you'll see is there's a number on the right side, and that's the attack rating. And the number represents the maximum number of monsters you can defeat per roll. So the Mighty Warrior is the strongest of them, and he can defeat up to 3 monsters per roll. Whereas the Wizard has only a 1, so the most he can kill per roll is a 1. Also on the card, there's a special ability. Each one has one special ability, which makes them unique from everybody else. Like the Wizard, his attack rating is only a 1, but he's got a magic blast, almost like a fireball, a big spell, and that allows him to kill more dice. Okay, so the first thing we do is we flip all these upside down. This is the way we like to determine who's playing what. And of course, you can decide other methods if you want, like rolling a dice and choosing. So go ahead and everybody grab one, see what they get. Good, and put them up in front. So Nick here is playing the Mighty Wizard. Justin, you're playing the Warrior. Steven, you got the Cleric. And Jason, you got the Thief. Okay? So what we do is, once everybody has their own character, and for this demo, we're going to have everybody start off with one magical item. Alright? So the red token is going to be a magical item. And that's just for this demo only. And even on a regular game, you can start with a magical item if you like. It's all up to you guys. What a magical item does is it allows you to do a reroll. So for example, if you roll the dice and you don't like it, you can use a magical item to re-roll it. Okay? Alright, next we're going to go over the symbols on the dice. The dice represents the monsters. Okay? And there are 3 symbols on the dice. You have the sword that represents a fighting monster. Alright? Those basically remain with you, and they're attacking you. The second symbol looks like a footprint. That's a moving monster. Those you manage to flee, or either that, or they decided on their own they're going to move away from you. And those you can pass to other players, or you can put them in the middle of the table, which we call the dungeon room. And we have a little card here to represent that. So you can either choose to make them move away and flee, or you can pass them to other players. The last symbol, the skull, is a defeated monster. You manage to defeat them, put them down. And those, once you roll those are out of the game and put next to you, because you can use those for the treasure phase to find treasure. So what we're going to do is we're just going to play one dungeon level, and as you can see there's some red monsters. Those are big monsters, and for this demo we're not going to use those, but just so you know, the red monsters or the big monsters are just a little harder to kill and they have their own special rules. Basically the only rule with them is that the only way you can kill them is on a re-roll. So let's say if you roll them and you get a skull, you ignore that roll because you can only kill them on a re-roll. Okay, but going back to the game, what we're going to use is the 14 monsters in the dungeon, and that's where they start off. And what you do now is decide who's going to go first, who's going to bust the door. Alright, Jason's going to do that. So what you do is you grab all the monsters and roll them. And we're going to go ahead and put this one aside, the dungeon room. So you bust the door. Good. And you go ahead and separate your result. You got 2 defeated monsters, and looks like you got about 5 fighting monsters that stay with you. The swords stay with you. The skull, the most you can kill is 2, which is what you rolled, so those you keep. They're out of the game, and these are still with you. And then all these moving monsters you can give to other players, or you can put them in the dungeon room. You can split them however you like. Good. Alright, now it goes around the table. So Steven's going to go next. Now, Stephen, you have two choices. You don't have any monsters in front of you. So, actually, you have a couple options. You can decide to do nothing and pass, but that's kind of boring, right? You can also assist Jason, who's got 5 monsters after him. So what you would do in that case is you grab his dice and roll them, and there's a special rule when you do that. Or you can bust a door on that dungeon and roll those dice. What do you want to do?
I want to bust the door.
All right, so you grab those dice and you roll them all. Good. You managed to kill 2, so take those 2 and put them next to you. And 3 swords, so those are still fighting you. And 2 you can give to whoever you want or send them back to the dungeon room.
I'll give each one 1.
All right. Now your special ability is called Divine Heal and allows you to heal one of the adventurers, okay? But the only way you can do that is when you don't have no monsters fighting you.
Okay.
All right. So now, Justin, it's your turn. You got 1 monster after you that Stephen gave you, so that's all you can do is fight that one. All right. So you go ahead and roll it. All right, and you kill it. Nice job. Now the fighter's special ability is called Power Swing. Every time you roll a skull or a defeated monster, you get to re-roll a different dice. Unfortunately, you only have 1 dice in front of you, so you don't get a re-roll. All right, now it's Nick's turn. You got 1 monster after you, but you have a special ability called Fire Blast or Magic Blast. And what that allows you to do is once per level, you can grab everybody's dice and roll them. Do you wish to use that power?
Yes.
All right, so you grab everybody's dice and you roll them all. And you sort it. Unfortunately, you only got 1 kill, so take that one. And then take all your swords and put them next to you. They're still fighting you. And then the rest you can give to whoever you want. And you split 2 to Justin, to Jason. All right, and you got 4 left. All right, any questions so far? All right, now it's back to Jason. So you have 2 monsters fighting you. Go ahead and roll them. All right, so you keep 1 and 1 you can give away. All right, Stephen, your turn with 1 monster. Now, as long as you have a monster in front of you, you got to fight it. All right, here comes another rule. If all you roll is fighting monsters, the sword, whether you have 1 dice, 2, 4, if they all turn up with a sword symbol, you take a hit. As you can see on your card, on the left side it says stun. On the right side it says wounded. When you take your first hit, you get stunned and you get turned sideways. Okay. On the second hit, you're wounded. And on the third hit, you get knocked out. Okay, and you just flip the card over. When you get knocked out, you lose all your kills, unfortunately. So be careful with that. All right, so his turn's over. He just took a hit from the monster. Now it's your turn. See how you do. All right, the fighter took another hit. Now you can use a magical item to reroll one of those to try to avoid the hit, or you can save it for when you get wounded. The reason why is because when you're stunned, you can always recover by taking an action, but you can't have any monsters in front of you to do that. Okay. So you're going to take a hit instead?
Yeah.
All right. Nick, your turn. You got 4 monsters after you. Nice job. You killed 3. Unfortunately, the most you can take is 1. So these 2 kills you ignore. That's his. All right, so you have 3 after you. Now it's Jason with 1. Oh, you take another hit. No, you only had 1. All right, now Stephen's your turn. All right, you make him run away. You can give it to somebody else, or you can put him in the dungeon room. One little trick I didn't tell you is, if you've noticed, the more monsters you have, the weaker they are. The less monsters you have, the stronger they are, because there's a 50-50 chance you're going to take a hit. So if you wanted to help Jason, you could give it to him and make those 2 monsters weaker. Or you can put them in a dungeon and... or well, Jason, you're on your own. All right. So now, Justin, your turn. Oh my goodness, you take another hit. You could use a magical item if you want and reroll one of those.
Yeah.
All right. So what we do is leave it at stun. We do is tuck it in here. because those magical items you can recharge by taking an action. And then re-roll 1 dice. Good. So you avoid that hit, and one of those you can pass to whoever you want or send them to the dungeon room. Alright, back to the Mystic Wizard there. Go ahead and roll. Oh my goodness. You took a hit, so you're stunned. Back to you. Alright, you killed one, and you managed to make another one run away. Alright, Stephen, your turn. Alright, that one flees. And then it just goes around the table until all the monsters... Good job, you killed one. Your turn, Nick. Alright, 3 are after you, and 1 you managed to make run away. Good. Oh, you take another hit unless you use a magical item to avoid it. You want to do that? Alright. Let's see if you can avoid that hit. No, you still take a hit. Alright, now back to Stephen. You can use your special ability. You can heal him if you want, or the fighter, or the wizard. Or you can recover yourself from being stunned. Or you can assist somebody else.
I'm going to recover myself.
Alright, so now you're not stunned anymore. You're back to full. But you don't. Your magical item's still good. And now back to you. You can do the same thing. You can, since you're stunned, you can recover from getting stunned. You can charge one of your magical items to where you can use it again next turn. Or you can assist one of them.
Okay.
Alright. Nick, your turn. You've still got 3 after you. Alright, 2 of them run away. And, alright, Jason. Good job. You killed 1. And 2. Back to Nick. Now it's your turn, Stephen. You can heal somebody else. You can assist. When you assist, basically you grab his dice and roll them.
I'll do that.
You're going to assist? Okay. Alright, the only rule with assist is you got to keep all your swords. Okay, all the fighting monsters. And then all the moving monsters you got to pass back to the original adventurer. So you got to give it back to him. So you helped a little bit. Now back to you. You can charge one of your magical items. You can assist another adventurer. Alright, good. Nick, your turn. Nice, look at that. The wizard himself is taking care of all the monsters. And the thief. Alright, Jason, your turn. Alright. Yes, since you're wounded, you took the 3rd hit, you're knocked out. All your kills, you had nice 4 kills, go away. You can thank Stephen, he could have helped you. And then this one you can give to whoever you want. Alright, Stephen, now it's your turn. You got 2 monsters after you. So 1 runs away.
Thank you.
Alright, and now Justin, your turn. Good, he runs away from you. You could put it in a dungeon room too if you want, but that's fine. Oh no, you take another hit. You could use your magical item if you like.
Stephen
To try to avoid it. Alright. No, you still take a hit. Alright, Stephen, back to you. Oh, Stephen took a hit. Alright, Justin, your turn.
I think I'll assist Nick.
Okay. Oh, you take a hit and you keep that one. Alright, Nick, your turn. You're wounded. You can't recover with that. The only person that can heal you is the cleric. You're going to assist. Nice. And that one you can have to give back to him. Alright, your turn. You can use a magical item to avoid that, because otherwise you're going to knock yourself out.
Okay, yeah, I want to do that.
Alright. So use that, but you're still wounded. But now you got to re-roll. Good, you make him run away. And you can send it to the dungeon room or give it to somebody else.
Dungeon.
Alright, so there's only 1 monster left. And you do have a magical item that you can use to avoid that.
I'll go ahead.
because you don't want to lose your kills. Ah, nice. All right, at this point, once all the monsters are out, everybody gets one chance to do an action, okay? So, your turn, Nick. You want to take any actions? You probably have nothing to do. Jason is out. On your turn, you could heal him and bring him back to the game.
Or
Because what happens is, when you go to the next level, everybody's going to automatically heal one wound.
okay.
So that's going to put him at stun, so will you be.
I'll heal him.
All right, so he comes back, wounded, okay? And then finally, Justin, you want to take an action? You could recover yourself from being stunned.
Yeah, I'll go ahead.
All right, and then the level's over. So now we go to the magic phase. Jason, unfortunately, got knocked out, so he lost all his kills, so he doesn't get to roll anything. So now, Steven, what you would do is you would roll all your kills. And that was a very bad roll, unfortunately. But the way it works is, any swords you get a gold coin. Any defeated monsters, you get a magical item. Unfortunately, the movie Monsters, the Footprints doesn't yield you anything. You don't find anything.
Okay.
All right, now Justin would roll. Good. He found 2 gold and 1 magical item. All right. And then finally, Nick, you would roll your 4. Good job. He found 2 gold and 1 magical item. There you go. And then you would go to the next level if we were to play another level. In this case, everybody would heal 1 wound. So you would go from wounded to stun. All your magical items would charge. And then you would go and bust the door to the next level. Any questions? Was it fun? Did you guys like it? All right, great.